In our last class, we started stress and we discussed the meaning of stress and why you need to apply stress to your word. Because English language is a stress-timed language, which means any word you are pronouncing in English language must be stressed. Every of your word in English must take a stress. And stress is the condition of meaningfully pronouncing a particular syllable louder and longer than other syllables in the word. Knowing this, it means any word you want to pronounce in English must be stressed because it carries the meaning of the word. If you are pronouncing a word, for instance, a word like compound, for instance, compound, the stress is on com. And when you say compound, the stress has changed. Likewise, the meaning of the word. And this is the reason you need to understand your stress. Right now, we're moving to patterns for word stress. Patterns for word stress. Bear in mind that there are no permanent rules for stressing words, but some endings could point to the stressed syllable in a word. So you cannot say this is the rule I need to follow for me to pronounce this particular word, but there are some endings like ending IC, ending ATE that could point to you where you are supposed to stress in a word. But these rules do not apply to all the words in English. And this is the reason it is important for you to consult your dictionary before you pronounce your word. Because if I give you a rule, for instance, and I tell you that there is an ending, and if you pronounce your word according to that ending, this is the particular syllable you need to stress. There are some words that might not follow the rule, and this is why it is necessary for you to still consult your dictionary before you pronounce your word. And remember, I told you how you can identify the stressed syllable in a word from your dictionary. You will see what we call the superscripts, something like this. Let's say, for instance, a word like butter. Sorry for writing there. Butter. So you can see the sounds. In your dictionary, you see something like this. So this is called the superscript. And that is telling you that immediately after this superscript, the next syllable should be stressed, that is pronounced longer and louder. So there are no permanent rules, but I will give you some rules according to some endings which could tell us which syllable should be stressed in our words. The first syllable, we have rule A. The first syllable is stressed if a word is disyllabic. What do we mean by disyllabic? Di means two. So if you have two syllables, you are to stress the first syllable. That is, if you have two syllables, but it is still advisable to consult the dictionary before pronouncing any disyllabic word. Examples are later. The letters written in capital letters in uppercase should be stressed. Like this, LA, you stress the LA. Then you bring this TER, you bring it down. So you have later, enter, figure, comment, table, mentor, maker. Let's try it again. Later, enter, figure, comment, table, mentor, maker. Rule B. The second syllable should be stressed. Remember, I told you that the first syllable should be stressed in the first rule. But here now, how do you know when to stress the second syllable? Stress the second syllable if the first syllable is a prefix. If the first syllable is a prefix. For example, grace, outside, amend, undo, maltreat. So you do not stress prefixes, that is the root, the word preceding the root word. That is prefix are letters you add to a root word to change the meaning of the word. Do not stress prefixes. So you stress the second syllable, immediately you can see that the first syllable is a prefix, you stress the second syllable. Disgrace, outside, amend, undo, maltreat. And the third rule, do not stress affixes. The same thing we treated here. Do not stress affixes, and affixes are prefixes and suffixes. Prefix are letters added to a root word to change the meaning of the word, while suffix are letters added to the end of the word to change the meaning of the word. So both prefixes and suffixes, do not stress them. Do not stress. The fourth rule, we have the monosyllabic words. Mono means one. So words of one syllable. So words of one syllable are usually stressed when pronounced in isolation. Excuse me. So they are usually stressed when pronounced in isolation. And what do we mean by isolation? That is when they are standing alone. When the word is standing alone, you are supposed, that is when you're listing some words, you can you can stress the word if it is monosyllabic word. But may or may not be stressed in sentences. So such words may not be stressed in sentences, depending on the meaning you want to pass across in your sentence. So example, we have one, top, board, make, rule, can, chair, wall. Let's assume you are listing some words like this. You are to apply stress to them. But if you have chair in a sentence, for instance, you might not need to stress the chair depending on the meaning of the sentence. But when you have them in isolation, that is one when you're pronouncing one after the other, you are to stress them. One, top, board, make, rule, can, chair, wall. Now let's try out few disyllabic words that are pronounced on the first syllable and second syllable. So you can count the syllables in these words, like we have mountain. You can use claps, mountain. So right there we have 2 syllables. But the first syllable is stressed in all the first category of words, and the second syllable is stressed in the second category. So here we have disyllabic words stressed on first syllable. Disyllabic words stressed on the second syllable. Number 1, we have mountain, involve, captain, inside, practice, enjoy, farmer, depress, lucky, campaign, toilets, above, classic, tonight. Okay, let's try them again. Mountain, involve, captain, inside, practice, enjoy, farmer, depress, lucky, campaign. So you can see this first category of words, we have the first syllables written in capital letters. And here we have the second syllable written in capital letters. All the same, always consult your dictionary before you pronounce your word, because any of those rules for any word could change. Any word could just choose not to follow this rule. So it is important you check your dictionary before you pronounce your words. And remember how to check your dictionary. Check for the superscript that shows the primary stress for your words. We'll meet in the next class. See you. Bye.